Hi, Liz Child for Green Earth Organics. Today I'm going to be making another recipe from my book. It's one of my favourite sweet treats, a Millionaire Shortbread, but it's got my healthy raw spin on it. So we're going to make it with some simple store-cupboard ingredients. Okay, so for the shortbread biscuit layer, I'm going to use some of these organic oats, and I'm going to sweeten it with just a little bit of maple syrup and bind it together with some coconut oil. And then the caramel layer is going to be made with Nature's Caramel, these gorgeous dates. And the ones we sell at Green Earth Organics come in this compostable packaging, which is absolutely brilliant. And then the chocolatey layer on top is just really simple and easy to make. So it's just coconut oil, maple syrup, and some cocoa or cacao powder. Both of them work. And we sell this plastic-free jar of cacao powder in the grocery section of our shop. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing to do is to measure out 150 ml of water into a measuring jug like this, and then pop in 200 grams of dates. We sell the pitted dates, but I always like to just tear them in half as I pop them in, just to make sure there's no pits left in by accident. Okay, and then you just squish it down, let the dates soak up that water. I've also lined a baking dish with some grease-proof paper, and I've left plenty of overhang to make it easy to take out later. Okay, so I've got 300 grams of oats measured into my blender, or you can use a food processor, with a pinch of salt. And I'm just going to blend that into a nice fine flour. You can see here. And then I'm just going to add 4 tablespoons of melted coconut oil. And if you'd rather not use coconut oil, you could use melted butter, just any kind of fat that sets solid. And then 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. We sell this gorgeous organic maple syrup. And then you can either stir it to combine. I'm just going to quickly blend it to combine again into nice shortbread dough. So you can see my shortbread dough is still quite dry. So because I normally measure the coconut oil while it's still solid, and I do nice big heaped spoons, I'm just going to add another couple of tablespoons of coconut oil. Stir that in until you get the right kind of consistency. Okay, so you know it's right when you pick up a bunch and you squeeze it, then it comes together into a kind of ball of dough. So I just need a little bit more. Okay, that's perfect. Then you want to get all that shortbread biscuit dough into your lined dish, and then just firmly and evenly pat it down to make a nice biscuit layer in the bottom of the dish. Make sure you press into the corners, and then you should end up with a nice firm looking biscuit base, which I'm going to pop into the fridge to chill while I make the caramel. Okay, so the dates have been soaking in the water. I'm just going to pop them into the food processor, or you could just use an immersion blender. And I'm going to add a tablespoon of coconut oil. That's just to kind of help it set when it's on the biscuit. And then I'm going to blend it up until it's perfectly smooth. If you wanted to make this salted caramel, then just add some salt. So we have beautiful, smooth caramel. That's how it looks. And I'm just going to spread that out carefully over the shortbread biscuit base. Okay, so I'll just use the back of the spoon to spread it nice and evenly without disturbing the layer of biscuit underneath, like so. And I'm just going to pop that in the fridge to chill and set a little bit while we get the things ready for the chocolate layer. Okay, so I've got 50 ml of melted coconut oil here, and I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. And then I've measured out 50 grams of cocoa powder here, or cacao powder, either one works fine. And I'm just going to add it in a tablespoon or so at a time. stir it and melt it into the oil and maple syrup. So you might not need to use the whole 50 grams. What you're looking for is a kind of double cream kind of pouring consistency. If your chocolate gets a bit too thick, you can add a little bit more coconut oil as well. Okay, so we're looking for this kind of shiny, smooth, fairly thick double cream consistency. Okay, then you want to work quite quickly and pour the chocolate over the top of the caramel. And then before it sets, you want to tip your dish back and forward, side to side, to evenly spread out a beautiful shiny layer of chocolate. And once you've got a nice even layer, that's beautiful and shiny, then just put the dish in the fridge to set for at least an hour or two before you pull it out and chop it. Okay, so it's fully set now. And just pop it out onto a chopping board and slice it up. And there we have a beautiful raw Millionaire Shortbread, which is actually full of really healthy ingredients. Enjoy!